Chapter 2. The photo was a clean shot, revealing a face both lovely and angular, full lips, pert nose, eyes that were deeply and memorably green. She was smiling when the picture was taken, a likable smile, effortless and without artifice. Eyes that festered with sympathy. No makeup, no jewelry. She was beautiful, yet tended to ignore, or at least not amplify it. He liked this, and so many other things about her. She would be first. He stole another glance at her bedroom window. The light was still on, and he returned to studying her photo, as though it could yield a clue he had somehow overlooked. She appeared younger than 30, no wrinkles, droopiness under her eyes, no flab as best he could tell. Yet he knew for a fact that she had crossed that benchmark in May, was single, currently uninvolved, and had lived in the Washington suburbs the past 3 years. He had unobtrusively edged into line behind her 2 days before at a nearby Starbucks, had sniffed her perfume and approved, expensive and tasteful. About 5'8", possibly 115 pounds, and she carried herself well. Poised, but with no hint of the conceit or brashness one expects from women with her looks and brains. She was courteous and friendly to the girl behind the counter, and left a 75-cent tip for a $1.25 coffee, overly generous by his reckoning. No sugar, no cream. She was not a health nut. He'd twice seen her eat meat, but she appeared mindful of bad habits. Actually, she had to be the first. He had batted it around inside his head 36 times, chewed over the pros and cons, pondered it so hard that he nearly gave himself a splitting headache. It had to be her. Put her off and the whole thing could collapse. But how? By far, she was the riskiest of the group. He was methodical by necessity, and had actually devised a computer program to help him judge and assess these things. Plug in this factor and that vulnerability, and the algorithms worked their twisty magic and spit out a number. 10 was the level of most damnable difficulty. She was an 8, and anything above 7 worried him. The program wasn't flawless, and there surely were factors he had overlooked, qualities he had failed to plumb, so the magnitude could be underestimated. He'd never done a 9, or, God forbid, a 10. Over the years he had considered a few and walked away. The odds of a blunder were simply too damned high, and the penalty of failure unthinkable. A 7 also happened to be on the list, edging toward 8, but the rest were 6s and below. His usual method was to save the hardest for last, as a mistake in the beginning could unravel the whole thing. But it wasn't an option. It had to be her. So back to how. The top file on the car seat beside him was thick with details about her life and habits, acquired mostly with very little trouble from public sources and several days of cautious snooping. A few critical details had been obtained elsewhere. She had clockwork habits. At 5:30 each and every morning, her bedroom light flicked on. 15 minutes later, she came bolting out the front door in spandex running tights, and she certainly had the figure for them. Long, lean legs and a bodacious ass. A dark runner shirt that contrasted handsomely with her short blonde hair and practical but expensive running shoes completed her morning attire. She was fit and very, very fast. He had clocked her twice, 5 miles in 32 minutes over a course that was hilly and daunting, without ever varying her route or pace. She had been a long-distance track star in high school and college. Her college newspaper described her as a steady performer, consistently placing first against weak schools, but apt to disappoint against the powerhouses. The rebuke struck him as unfair. She ran in the East, where blacks dominated, and did quite well for a white girl. Also, she'd managed a 3.9 GPA as an undergrad at the University of Virginia, and graduated 15th in her class from Harvard Law. He regarded it as shameful that they couldn't meet under less complicated conditions. He preferred intelligent, accomplished, athletic women, and felt certain they would hit it off. She lived alone.